Hello, and welcome to the second episode of Redstone for Noobs. Ruby for Noobs. This is a tutorial series where I teach the viewer how to program in the programming language called Ruby. It seems to most people, it would seem at first like it's really stupid and weird, but it's actually really helpful and interesting in lots of situations. So today, we will be going over if-else statements and a special method called getChomp. I'll go over that at the end. So, if-else. If you have programmed in another programming language, you probably know what an if statement is. Like in JavaScript, it's if 1 equal 1, do this. Kind of like that, right? Well, let's see if this will work. No. In Ruby, it actually makes it so that you don't have to use parentheses. So if we were to make an if statement in Ruby, it would be if space 1 equal to 1, then do this end. Now notice how I put 2 equal signs instead of 3. In JavaScript, you would do 1 equal. If you typed 1 equal sign, it means you were assigning a value. 2 equal signs, something for some complex math thing, I think. But 3 equal signs would be comparing values. Would be to compare values. But in Ruby, it's 1 equal sign when you're assigning a value, and 2 equal signs for comparing values. So if I did 1 equals 1, puts 1 is equal to 1. So let's try this. It says it puts out 1 is equal to 1. So that's how that works. What if we wanted it to do something if this statement wasn't true? Because with an if statement, if the thing you put, if what you type here is true, then it does the following. What if you wanted to make it so that, let's say I typed 1 is equal to 2. If 1 is equal to 2, puts 1 is equal to 2. Let's try that and see what happens. It doesn't print out anything. That basically this is basically telling Ruby, if 1 is equal to 1, puts out 1 is equal to 1. But Ruby then says 1 isn't equal to 2, so I'm not going to put out 1 is equal to 2. So that's what is, so we will type something that is called if-else. It's actually spelled kind of weird. Else if. Else if. In JavaScript, it would be else if, two separate words, but in Ruby it's else if. I don't know why. So else if 1 is not equal to 2, then it puts out 1 is not equal to 2. And then at the end of an if statement or if-else statement, at the end of an if statement, you type end. Oh. Oops. Okay, if else is something completely different. I meant to type else. Okay, it is else, not if else. My bad. So if 1 is equal to 2, puts 1 is equal to 2. Else, which means we don't have to type this. Else puts 1 is not equal to 2. So let's see what this does. I totally screwed up there. 1 is not equal to 2. So it prints out that, right? Let's do something else. This is now the if else thing I was talking about earlier. So else if 1 less than 1 is greater than 2, then puts 1 is greater than 2. Now, obviously, that's not true. So, let's see what it does. 1 is not equal to 2. So, let's say we wanted to change something here, like this. So, now we can... less than... Okay, so... now it's if 1 is equal to 2, puts 1 is equal to 2. If 1 is less than 2, puts 1 is less than 2. Else puts 1 is not equal to 2. So let's see what it puts this time. 1 is less than 2. So that is how if-else statements work. You have if, you have if-else, you have else if, and you have else. And then you have end at the end of it. Now, just like JavaScript and other languages like JavaScript, you can have as many if-else statements as you want. But that is not exactly... what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a good use of your time. It doesn't use... there's better ways to use your code. So now we're going to learn about that gets chomp thing I was talking about. Hold on, give me a second. So, gets chomp basically gets the user's input. So let's say, user input equals gets chomp. Let's see if that works. No, we get an ugly error again. So you're looking at this saying, well, what's wrong? We typed gets chomp. Oh, maybe there's no space. Let's see if that works. No, that didn't work either. So in JavaScript, I know I refer to JavaScript a lot, but I work in JavaScript a lot. You use a dot, period in between the two. So gets.chomp. So basically, the value for user inputs is, go to gets, and then inside gets, go to chomp. That's basically what it's saying, because that's how JavaScript works. Like, if you were going to change a CSS value, you would type something like, get something by, get name by ID, let's say. Get name by ID dot something else. I think that's how it works. I haven't used it in a while, but it definitely works in ways like that. But that's basically how Ruby thinks with something. So, user input gets chomp. Let's run this. See if this does anything. it just says hello. So in order for us to actually do anything with user input, we need to use an if-else statement. If user input equals... Oh, if you're gonna have an if statement that compares a variable that has a string in it with another string, you always put it in double quotation marks. So if user input equals hello, then put hello, and else, puts error. And then we're gonna end it. So let's run this. Hello. So if we run this again, then type something different. Say I didn't capitalize hello. Error. So that's kind of how gets chomp and if else statements work. There are much easier ways to use if else and gets chomp methods than I have shown you in this video, but I will show that in a later video. Not next episode. I'm going to introduce something new next episode. Next episode, we will be covering different types of values for variables. If you enjoyed this video and maybe even learned something from it, please like it, so I know that people enjoy me doing this. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Because it really helps, and it lets me know that people want to stay interested in what I'm doing, even though I don't upload videos that often anymore because of school. But yeah, please like this if you liked it or learned something from it. Subscribe to my channel, and my next Minecraft Pocket Edition episode, where I will be looking at 0.16 update on the 18th. I've decided that at the end of every Minecraft Pocket Edition episode, I will give a shout out to the first person who comments on any of my videos, the newest person really, or anybody who sees me and wants me to give them a shout out. So in order for that to happen, you have to subscribe to my channel and comment or like on a video. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.